Welcome back to Alpha Central. I'm your host, Jack, and today we're taking a look at OF models regretting everything. But let's jump right in, right after you subscribe, of course.
Has any of your family seen your films, and if so, what do they think?
They have seen my films. They've seen lots of photos as well. They are not too happy with me.
They've seen your films?
I wonder why.
That's horrible. You were someone's daughter, someone's niece, and they had to see that? Oh my god.
Part of my family disowned me, but we're currently working on rebuilding the relationship.
Once you make one bad decision in your life, understand that there's no coming back from this. I don't care if you're financially struggling or if you're going through a midlife crisis, but if you choose the number one thing that crosses all boundaries, which is you doing adult content and selling yourself online, which is basically prostitution, then there is no rebuilding relationships with your families because of you doing OnlyFans and corn. Like, that's not how life works. You can't expect people to just take you seriously and treat you with respect because you're shaking your booty and thought pockets all over the internet for the whole world to see. You need to understand something and understand it right. What you put out on the internet is forever. No matter what you do in life, whether you're working in a regular 9-to-5 job or you're just working in a regular corporate company, they're going to know what you do for a living. And once they see those things on your social media accounts and the fact that you do OnlyFans and you're licking tree, you will not last a lifetime with those people. And I'm telling you the truth. Every corporate jobs that you work at, if they see you doing OnlyFans and selling yourself like a maniac, then it's obvious to me that you're not going to last long working in that company anyway. You might as well just stick to doing OnlyFans because even if you're doing it, you're not going to get the respect that you deserve. The ones that do are the simps and the feminists. But I'm not one of them. So you can sit there and claim that you're going to rebuild your relationship with your family all you want. But the damage is done.
Too is like when you look at all like the biggest stars, they all regret it. Like they all say it's their biggest mistake that they ever made was getting into this.
Only part of her family disowned her? I would have expected a unanimous decision.
I'm Amanda. I do.
Would you mind sharing like what you think your daddy issue is?
My dad was never around, so I never learned how to be treated by a man. So they could punch me in the face and I'd be like,
at some point, there's got to be a reason why a lot of fathers that are not in their child's lives will end up like this. I've always said in my videos when it comes to doing content like this, please, for the love of God, stay in your child's lives. Because if not, understand that this will be your end result. If your child out there looking for pipes, getting drilled by a bunch of random dudes that she doesn't know on the internet. And the fact that she said that she gets punched in the face by a man is because he loves her. If that ain't the most delusional take I've ever heard, I don't know what to tell you. This one looks like it's a cry for help. A cry for love and godness. I can't support people like this who decides to disrespect themselves and expect people to treat them as such. They could have done so much different, so much better in their lives. But instead, they chose the sad route to go out, even if there's no dad in their lives, to do OnlyFans. And they wonder why they can't find a good guy because of it.
my mom likes it. She's cool with it.
And another red flag. The mom is supporting you while you're doing questionable activities online. Tells me all I need to know.
Virgie girl.
After hearing her mom's advice, it's a lot easier to understand why the dad left.
Call your parents and ask them how they feel about you being on. Let's call my dad first. Shooting my show, and the people want to know how you feel about me being on.
Come on, teasing me. I don't pay attention to that stuff. I let you live your life. I educated you, helped educate you, and then you do your thing. I'm not part of that. What are you doing there? Oh, no, I don't want to know. Hey, does your mom know about this?
The dad, he seems like he's a bit lost. It seems like he wants to understand why she's doing what she's doing, but at the same time, he's kind of flabbergasted as to why she's doing this in the first place. The main thing I'm trying to get out of this whole thing is that these women that do OnlyFans are really trying to convince themselves that they are the prize. And I blame a lot of you simps out there for having them think like that. Because I'm sure their dads, if they see this, and their uncles and their cousins, if they seen their niece, their cousins doing OnlyFans, yeah, I wouldn't want a relationship with her either. Because just based on this clip alone, I can either tell that the mom is going to freak out, or if she's going to be one of those dumb delusional ones that defend and supports their 304 child doing 304 things. Then it's obvious to me that these parents failed their child.
He failed as a parent.
Yeah,
Would you
exactly
let
what
your
I'm
daughter
saying.
do? Absolutely not. Because one, I'm not having children, but if I did, raise my daughter to have class.
Would you
There you
date
go.
someone who has an account?
Mm-mm.
What if they were making a lot of money?
No, I think it's trashy. It's just not something I'd want to be. I don't want a guy that needs that kind of attention. I actually want a guy that makes money off his brain, not his body. I think he's got a great body, but not my thing.
What if your grandma wanted to start an account? Would you help her?
No, sorry, not a fan of it.
So you wouldn't support her if she was like, I want to do it?
Mm-mm.
If you were with some
The thing that pisses me off with interviewers like this is that I know she's the type that supports women in OnlyFans. You're asking a random mom about, well, their grandmother, their daughters started in OnlyFans. We support that. You know that she does not want to. It's trashy. It's very, very disrespectful. And she's basically said that she has a husband. She should be having her husband make money with his brain, not selling themselves online butt naked and stuff. And then you want to ask her more stupid questions. What if the grandmother does OnlyFans? What if the daughters bring OnlyFans? What if she makes 50 million, 20 million, 90 million? If that person doesn't want to support their own family members doing OnlyFans, they shouldn't. It's like, it's almost as if you're trying to force them to support their own family members doing OnlyFans. I don't care how much money they're making, they're not going to support it. That's dirty money. That's the only thing that pisses me off with interviewers like this. It's like she wants the mom to try to say, maybe I'll consider it. Like, no. And shout out to the mom, because it seems that the mom is the one that has brains, unlike the interviewer. Come on now.
would you help them with the content?
No.
Doesn't matter who's doing
Like,
it.
seriously.
This woman's clearly against any kind of degeneracy.
Yeah, and I don't blame her.
It's fine. I'll just do it. It's fine. There's no complications. But there is complications. You have a tattoo, you have something that is unique about you, and then it's like, you're done. People recognize you, and you'll be disowned by your family, your friends.
What if you're making enough money to look after your family and your friends?
But are your family and friends going to take the money that you're earning?
Making money might be simple for some of them. but
Yeah,
living
no,
with the consequences is a whole lot harder.
I'm going to be retired in a year.
Retired?
Yeah.
So
I could be retired right now.
So let me ask you a question. When you would get retired in a year, what does that mean for you? Are you wifey material?
I'm a wife.
But you how are you white? I could go and buy you for $5. It's cheaper. I could get a gift shirt for $1. Let's talk about it.
Look at you.
She is so slow and dumb. The Gen Z that supports OnlyFans are known for being very, very low IQ. Because they don't have a brain of a smart person. They have a brain of a bird, a brain of a rock. the tiniest brain cells that you can have in your body without thinking logically and clearly. When the dude says that even if you're retired, are you wifey material? She's not wifey material at all. And it's obvious to me that the people that do OnlyFans really, really do think that a normal person would wife them up. And I remember this one Latina content creator on TikTok. She was bragging about how many pipes that she's taken or how many dudes that she was smashing at the time. And now all of a sudden she's a mother now. And she does OnlyFans. So to that idiot bum of a simp that wife up a 304 and got her pregnant knowing that her inappropriate content is out on the internet forever for the whole world to see, you deserve all the L's. That's all I'm going to say.
I can spend $1 a minute and get it for 100 minutes. That's an hour and 40 minutes. So I can spend X amount of you and then have to spend more.
Sitting on a podcast, casually discussing what your body is worth per hour is insane levels of depravity.
My stepdad was my top subscriber on my naughty website. Now, I know what you're all thinking. What the stepdad fantasy, could have made content from it, blah, blah, blah. This man had been in my life since I was 11 years old and spent $2,000 on custom content every single video that I sent out. When I caught him, he denied it to all of his friends, and obviously my mum got rid of him straight away.
There are two parties that are really, really disgusted about this. One, you decided to do OnlyFans, knowing that what you put out on the internet is not only forever, but the whole world knows about you now. And your stepdad is a creep for not only looking at your stuff, he's probably masturbated to you when you're doing that stuff on the internet. Even if your mom got rid of him, it's your fault for even started it. I'm sorry. You're at fault. He's at fault for being a creep and a pervert. You're at fault for being... Look, I don't want to say too much because I don't want to get, demonetized on here. If you know what I'm about to say, I think you know how it is. You're the type of person that is doing all of these horrendous activities on OnlyFans, and then you put those highlighted clips on the internet for your family to see and know. They know more about your past. They know more about your stuff now. Because if you would have done something different within your life, then you wouldn't be embarrassed making videos about your stepdad masturbating to you because you're doing OnlyFans, being your top subscriber, and give you all of these monies. That's your fault.
Family trauma. My stepdad watched me have with my partner for 2 months. I gave my stepdad a rating. When all of this came to light and my mum wanted, I guess, a little bit more confirmation and closure that it was him, my mum asked me to send her a screenshot, which I did, and her response was, "Yep, that's him, small."
Yeah, you're disgusting. And I guess they say the incest doesn't run in the family, but based on that clip alone, I can tell it does. The fact that you gave your dad a private part rating, really? It's almost as if it sounds like you gave your stepdad a blowjob. Now I feel like you're crossing the line. You and your whole family are sick.
Pretty clear that both of them are equally depraved.
What are you making now?
Right now,
OF?
I'm making around $200 on a good month.
Okay, so you don't have a job. Okay, well, you said another
Just sad, bro.
How much are we making off that?
I
took a break from streaming the last several months. Yeah, I know you're bad.
What are we doing here? What the f- are you talking about? You don't make money. What?
Yeah.
What am I supposed to do here? You don't make any money.
I'm working on
When was the last time you made money? We hope to upsell them into the OF with the...
I actually do not advertise my OF on my Twitch because
Well, it only makes $200 a month, so I guess we're not surprised.
Yeah,
What's the most you made off of that in a month?
Twitch or
OF?
I think I've made like $500 to $600 1 month.
Okay, so it's a joke.
It's passive. Yeah, it's passive.
Yeah, barely. It's nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's full of BS. Because, for one, you're not making that much money on OnlyFans. And I had a feeling since I've seen this clip so many times on TikTok that she's very low IQ. She's not right in the head. She's very dumbfounded. She's very poor. So she switched to doing OnlyFans and Twitch, thinking that she's going to live a lasting lifetime, a lasting legacy of being the internet's biggest whore. I mean, you can't make this up.
Gets to see a nude, but you can't still afford rent.
I'm 21 years old and I do now.
How long have you been doing for?
I started when I was 18, actually.
How soon after you turned 18 did you start?
Right after I turned 18.
Like the day of?
Yeah, so I created an account when I was 18, the day I turned 18, so yeah.
When did you start planning to start up?
Oh my gosh, I remember when I turned 17, my friends did a cake and on it was 1 year until... And so that gave me like an idea, okay, actually.
Yeah, needs enemies when you got friends like that, eh?
Oh my
and
God.
that gave me an idea, to be honest, and it gives me...
The thing is to learn about this generation is that they don't have good friends around their circle. It's always going to be one of those certain people that convince them to do slighty things, and when they get older, they're going to get a good guy that's going to respect you and your crazy ways, which we all know 95% of the time it's not going to work like that. Especially if you go on girls' trips, because we all know what happens if you go on girls' trips. Get slutted out, getting raw and dug up like a mad dog, cheating on these spouse, then one of their friends snitches on you, and the baby daddy, their boyfriends or the husbands, they're gonna find out what you really did. They ain't gonna wanna be with you no more. The fact that she thought about that doing OnlyFans when she was 17, and her whole friends decided to put some type of 17 till 18, meaning that she's gonna start on OnlyFans at that same age. And now that she's 21, I wonder how all of that is going for you. I swear, this generation is cooking, and you wonder why the dating scene in the 2020s have always been in a shithole. I'm being honest.
Enemies.
This is such a common misconception, and I wish it was true. When I was doing, which was like from around 2016 until 2020, I would get paid anywhere from 500 euros to, I think the most I ever got paid for one film was 1,800 euros. And the 1,800 was for a 2-day shoot. At the
That's not
time,
rich.
I felt like it was really good money, but now looking back and seeing how the companies I worked for continue to make money off of my films, it's really not very much.
So she degraded herself online and still didn't end up making that much? What a
Too
surprise.
late for that.
This video is for all the girls considering becoming an adult content creator. I've been a top OnlyFans creator for 6 years, and these are the reasons why I'm telling you not to do it. I'm not saying this to shame or judge anyone. I'm just saying this because I wish someone had said it to me. When I first started doing adult content 6 years ago, I wasn't famous. I didn't have a large following. I was just making a couple extra $100 a month because I really needed help paying bills. People on the internet found where
I wonder why. If you regretted doing OnlyFans for 6 years, why did you decide to like doing it? You could have done a regular job, like you said, about finding your exploited activities, finding your family, I mean, you're a little too late for that. Because I'm sure no other corporate company is going to want to hire a 304.
My content, everyone in my life basically was harassed. I was humiliated endlessly by my own fault. Obviously, I know that I chose to do it. I actually got into, and it was the kind of money that when you're 18 years old, you dream of. You're like, wow, I just made $30,000 overnight. This is freaking insane. When you're young and you're a girl, you want to live this luxurious lifestyle. You want to be around all these fancy cars and all this money, and you want to have your own money. You want to be on yachts. You want to go do all this. And it's like, been there, done that, not it, don't do it. You're going to be left drained. You're going to be left feeling like terrible about yourself. Your soul's going to be gone. Like, God is the way. And like, there's going to be tracks of that everywhere for the rest of my life. If I could go back and do it all over again, I would never, ever, ever do that. I don't care how much money I can make.
They knew exactly what the trade-off was.
Exactly.
They just thought the money would somehow make it worth it.
Would you ever date an OF girl?
My girlfriend's over there. No, I would not.
You wouldn't? What if she had $1 million in her bank account?
I still wouldn't.
And she could support you for the rest of your life and you won't have to work a day. And you could collab with her and make money.
I couldn't. I couldn't do it, yeah.
$1 million.
And like I said, the thing that pisses me off when they try to convince people that, you know, whatever the family members, the boyfriends or the girlfriends start doing OnlyFans about how much money they're bringing, sexually exploiting themselves on the internet, that wouldn't work. Maybe it's because they're doing OnlyFans themselves. Maybe that's why they try to convince others to, like, agree that, yeah, I'll definitely date a person who does OnlyFans that can bring in a whole lot of money. But if she does, she go cough up some of that check. No. Absolutely the heck not.
Really the best deal if you ask me. Now the whole town has seen her naked and she's got just enough money to cover groceries. What a deal.
It's stupid.
I'm Ruby Hex and I do OF for a living.
True or false, you earn more now than your previous job.
Oh, that's true. I used to work in a university.
Nice, doing what?
I was a teacher.
True or false, your dad is proud of you.
I wouldn't know because I don't know my dad.
Wow.
Oh boy.
Wow.
Another fatherless
True or false,
child.
you've lied about what you do for a living.
I want to say false, but unfortunately it's true. Sometimes it's just not the place for it.
True or false, you film content while you're sick or hangovered.
Yep, the grind never stops.
She didn't need to mention her father wasn't around. That part was pretty obvious.
Yeah.
Bravo, absolutely smart, king move. I can go on and on because it's almost as if men can have standards and they can actually have a problem with something that a woman might be doing in her life. And by the way, why did you leave him to figure that out? That should be something that is outwardly given as information.
Yeah.
Because you should assume that most men would absolutely have a problem with this. Am I right, guys?
Would you date a girl with an...
No.
What's your reason?
Another one.
I like what's mine. There you go.
So you think because a girl has that means that she's not completely yours?
Yeah. Do you let people in your house?
Do I let people in my house? Yeah, sometimes.
There you go.
Is that...
In the crib.
Okay.
Stop pretending this is complicated. No self-respecting man is ever gonna be okay with their
At
girl
all.
doing OF.
Would you ever settle down with a creator?
Okay, you have followers, and you're like, yeah, well, I'm about to just make mad bread.
God, this really makes me so angry, bro. Every time I do a reaction, this whole thing really pisses me off. Every time I see clips on TikTok, when it comes to this, always asking people, will they ever settle down for a 304 that does OnlyFans? No, we don't. We don't ever settle down for people who sell themselves. It's like, why do they expect people to treat them like queens and put a ring on their finger and start a family to create a family legacy while their legacy is spreading their legs online? Like, why do we keep asking the same stupid questions over and over again? God, I hate this.
You suck it, it's over.
Exactly.
Damn.
Yeah.
It's okay, you know?
The videos are out there.
That's hey, make your bread, girl. Go ahead, run the bag up. That's okay. What's out there?
Every shit, like everything.
You can't settle down with any
Like,
of these
for
women.
real.
A relationship with them is basically signing up for years of regret.
What's one thing you wish you could undo? For me, it's... Yep. I did. And at the time, it felt like it was empowering. Like I was in control. Like I was just... I don't know. I really was just following the wave. Makes me sick to my stomach when I think about it. Me putting myself out there, jeopardizing my safety, my image, my body for weirdos, stalkers, men who literally didn't see me as nothing but a fantasy.
Mhm.
You know what they don't tell you? Is that the platform is going to affect your reputation. It's going to make
Yeah.
dating feel impossible. And the men that do date you, they're going to treat you like
Yeah. They'll regret it until it's too late. You did OnlyFans, and now you finally realize it's hard to like find another good job, knowing that your stuff is out on the internet for the whole world to see. I don't feel sorry for them at all. They chose this lifestyle. It's too little too late for that.
Lives once they realize the consequences of their actions.
That thing that you wanted to be when you grew up, did you ever try it? And I mean, did you put hours of your time, years of your time into it? You're still gonna have to do that in this job. If there's anything you've ever thought about wanting to do, try it first. You might not have the chance to after doing this job.
It's honestly sad how a lot of women get into OF expecting easy money, only to trade their dignity for next to nothing.
Yeah, more like
I really
selling
feel like I
souls.
let myself down really early on because I just like did, and I was like, I'm only going to do lingerie stuff, and then within a matter of days, I was pressured into doing, and then a few months later, it's like I was like, okay, I'll do my and I'll do my bum, but I'm not going to do my. And then within a few months, I was like, I'm just going to have to do it, and it's really made me resent the whole thing, but I'm sort of trapped, like having to do it.
People do get pressure to do more and do it. Most people, like, they do take a few steps further than they were initially comfortable with.
Yeah, I'm like trapped in doing because there's nothing, like I don't have a plan.
Let's be real, it's not like anyone forced her to do anything. It was
She
her
did that
own
on her
decision.
own.
What happened is I got a teenage son, and they're obsessed with me. They sing my songs in his school. They talk about like how hot of a mom I am. And my son's friends started finding my own. So now it's hard for me to promote, and because now my son's going to school like getting teased and like that. You know what I mean? So it's hard having a teenage son and being a hot mom.
I'm afraid the
Seems like she's only worrying about herself. Thinking about your music career and you're doing OnlyFans, and now your son is embarrassed by your actions. Maybe that's why he's going to school every day being bullied because of you. Did you ever thought about that? Did you even consider about your son's feelings about you doing embarrassing stuff as a mother? I don't care if you're a hot mom. How about thinking about your son? How about thinking about family for once instead of thinking about you? The fact that you got everybody at your son's school bullying him, fighting him, because they find out about your OnlyFans. How about focusing, worrying about your son's mental health instead of thinking about yourself? I've seen this clip too many times on the internet, and it pisses me off, bro. It's like we live in this generation where modern day mothers only think of themselves because they think they're the it girl. They're grown women. They can't even act their age. They can't even focus on being a parent. They'd rather just choose the internet and do OF, and now their son is suffering from the embarrassment because of it. It's crazy.
is a little late after willingly selling herself online. This next woman is a former OF model.
Like, you can start to really break this stigma and break this programming, and then it just ripple effects on. So that's basically a little bit of my story and my background. And yeah, just next time you're on social media, next time you see a girl that does, or you think that you want to post something that you think's hot or whatever, just take a minute and think about where that could lead you. And take a minute and think about, if I keep taking these steps, where am I going to end up? What's going to happen? And so it's just a really, really important thing to know that, like, it's not it. It's not cool. A lot of these girls do it because they're lied to and they're told that this is their only path, this is the only way. And then a lot of girls desire to do it without actually understanding the ramifications.
Even if she's telling them not to do it, she's probably the last person I'd put in front of a room full of impressionable young girls.
Yes, my whole family knows that I do spicy work for a living. I'm gonna be honest with you, nobody really tries to say to me personally about it. I've answered this question a lot. Nobody has ever really came up to me and said a bunch of my face. I've heard things through the grapevine, but I mean, if it's not directed, it's not respected. Because at the end of the day, it's not that I don't love my family, I love my family, but the only people whose opinion matters, and it's not even even my parents, the only people whose opinion matters to me is my sisters. Those are my people. And so everybody knows nobody really says anything about it directly to me. I already know people say stuff about it behind my back, but like I said, I don't really care.
Nobody says it to her face because no one...
What's even sad about it is that her sisters are the only people that understood why she did what she did. But her whole family is going to find out one way or another. It's like they don't even care about the consequences that comes their way if they're doing OnlyFans and selling themselves like monsters. And they expect people to just really, really take them seriously. I mean, come on. How many times we've heard stories like this every single time? It won't lead you anywhere. You doing OnlyFans, it's not going to last you a lifetime. That's the reality of it.
Seuss.
Can a woman ever recover from being an OF?
Never.
Model.
No.
What?
Absolutely not.
But she changed her life, Sarah. She found God, Sarah.
Well, okay, let me reiterate. Can she recover? Yes. Will she have the best options of high value, high earning masculine men? No.
But
it doesn't matter.
She's abstinent.
She sold her body on the internet.
She's abstinent
People
now.
have seen her busted, spread wide open. There's no way.
She dressed modestly now.
What is modest when you've seen it all?
She is a member of the PTA, Sarah.
I love that for her.
The PTA.
We have to do a better job of measuring the consequences of...
Shout out to this content creator. I love her videos. But the person behind the camera is getting on my nerves. It's like she wants her to accept the BS. I mean, she tried to tell her, look, Shorty sold herself to doing OnlyFans. She sold her soul. And now her days on OnlyFans are done. She's trying to recreate herself, finding God and doing all that stuff. You can't recover from your past. Because even if you try to do something different, your past will always come back to haunt you. Especially if you're doing OnlyFans. And you know what? Here's the thing. I have a few young women coming to my church all the time. I'm an usher, okay? So I have seen so many women that come to church wearing street clothes, very tight street clothes, that can see their drawers and their thongs and stuff. They come in here and they praising God and everything. But I don't remember Jesus ever said, come to church dressing like a streetwalker. And just last week, I've seen the mom and daughter. The mother looks more younger than the child. And the daughter is taller. And call me crazy for saying this, but they both fat. PHAT. And I know I shouldn't be saying that, but at the same time, if you want to come to church dressed like a streetwalker, dressing a certain way for attention, then it's obvious to me that you're not coming to church to worship God. You're coming to church just to show off and, doing it for the wrong reasons. Like you know what you're doing. I could tell they used to do the worldly things before they give their life to Christ. Some of them might be doing OnlyFans, but I don't know. I'm just speculating, but I've seen plenty of women coming to my church all the time. They've always dressed like that. I don't even know if they come into church worshiping God or just giving people a reason to look at them because of their tight clothes. Just to show off their backside. Let's proceed.
Now
now, we also have to be mindful of what's going to happen in our future.
Yeah.
If you decide to be ran through, if you decide to have an OF, if you decide to do adult entertainment industry, you are disqualifying yourself from a certain type of man. You are disqualifying yourself from certain types of opportunities and experiences.
Unfortunately, some mistakes stick with you for life.
Exactly.
Degrading yourself online
And she's not
is
wrong
definitely
either.
one of them.
And I don't care if the men hear this. If anything, this might sadly blow it up. I'll sit down butt booty in front of the camera and sit there for like 20 minutes staring at the camera. I can't stand it anymore.
I think that's the reason why men have an issue with and they criticize the way that they do, because they never criticize play. They never had a problem with Hugh Hefner. They never had a problem with, you know, all of these.
Why does it seem like you're trying to flip it on the guys that want a traditional woman that doesn't do online questionable activities? Because now I feel like you're trying to flip the script on us. When we say we don't want a woman who does adult entertainment, Playboy, and whatever they do, that is real money. Like, why are you trying to flip the script? What's up?
Woman is not directly profiting, and the woman, you don't know what the situation is, or if she's consenting, or if she's like enthusiastically consenting. They have an issue with where women are directly profiting, and they are deciding what they do and what they don't do.
This is a delusional take.
Exactly.
We criticize
Right.
all
That's where
forms
it's
of
giving off
degeneracy.
from.
The platform does not make a difference.
What's the least attractive job a girl could have?
Exactly.
I'm dead. Okay.
Even calling it a job feels disrespectful
Like,
to
why?
people who actually do real work for a living.
I had done from 18 to 25 years old. Yeah, at first I was enjoying it because the money was rolling in. I understand why women sit and go, maybe I should make it. I mean, I was making probably, it could be anywhere from 30 to 50,000. I was more so treating it somewhat as a business, but that didn't last long. That empowered feeling, it fades. When you continue to objectify yourself, sooner or later you will feel it. It takes a toll on your soul. In my time of being in the industry, I only knew 2 women that didn't use. I mean, I've seen women like pounding back bottles of alcohol, and it's so crazy because the activists, these women are empowered, they love what they're doing. In my head, I'm thinking, she's not as happy and empowered as you think she is. Like, I've seen her have to get wasted just to do the scene that you think she's enjoying.
The fact that almost all those women rely on narcotics just proves how messed up the...
I've seen one video on TikTok of a woman talking about the sex industry, why it's pretty much considered dangerous if you're thinking about joining that franchise, right? She spoke nothing but facts, because there's a downside of doing OnlyFans and adult content, because it could lead to so many tragic stories and tragic situations as far as, like, you know, being trafficked and doing drugs and committing suicides and being raped by multiple occasions and being fine with it, because once you signed up to sell your soul to Satan, there's no coming back from it.
They can't date me because of my job, and I'm always like, okay, well, obviously it's not meant to be. I'm not going to take it that personally. If you don't like me because of the way I make my money, that's on you.
No, because they don't want to date you because you're a 304. You chose the life of a 304. You chose to do OnlyFans, and you gave them a reason not to date you because of that lifestyle. I don't know, what is it with these women that think that just because they're doing OnlyFans, they want people to treat them and take them seriously? I don't think they realize that that's not how it works. If you had a regular 9 to 5, you're working in a private school or high school or a Staples or whatever, though, just to make a stable living of yourself or try to survive in life, then yeah, I'll take you seriously because you're doing your thing. You're actually making better profits of working the regular 9 to 5 than to be doing some stupid online stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's like women know that they're beautiful, but they've been told this one lie that doing adult content and OnlyFans is very empowering. There is nothing empowering of doing OnlyFans. Speaking facts.
And go and get a girlfriend who's just so incredibly boring, but looks just like me. I'm like, okay, I see how it is. Just accept the fact that you want me.
No, we don't,
And it's okay that I have a controversial job. But don't be with someone you don't 100% want.
What?
Don't go for the second choice because you're embarrassed about the first. It's disgusting in so many ways.
Maybe the new girlfriend looks just like her. Only difference is she still has her dignity intact.
Exactly.
I'm continuing my series of why you shouldn't make an OF. And disclaimer, this is coming from someone who happily does. I make videos like this as educational and safety content because there are so many things that I love about this job.
Spectrum piercings on the nose. The nose ring theory tells me all I need to know.
Of the entire industry and avoid girls going into something like this for the wrong reasons or getting completely blindsided once they are actually in this industry. So I have gotten, I think, 3 messages in the last few weeks along these lines, but this is the first person who's actually subscribed to me to say something like this. So I got this message last night. This is the craziest thing I've done, subscribing to your OF because I have a crush on you and I'm too nervous to go up to you at the bar that I go to when I'm with my friends. This is the first time I saw it, blah, 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 had a crush. Subscribe. Right? This is how I responded. I said I'm going to be very frank and let you know that I'm not interested in someone who cannot find the courage to speak to me in person but goes out of his way to find me on OF to text me. Super inappropriate and super weird. This is not a dating site. This is my job. Would recommend trying to actually politely speak to a woman in person instead of doing this next time. A lot of us like to keep our personal and professional lives separate. Please do not try to speak to me in person now either. And I blocked him.
I wonder if
this has to be the stupidest and the dumbest reason why you don't want to talk to a normal guy. Maybe it's because if you haven't worked a regular 9 to 5, as I've stated so many times in this video, or maybe, just maybe, if you've done something different, then of course, they would have probably DM'd you and probably want to take you on a date. So it's because OnlyFans is your claimed job, right? As if OnlyFans is your real job. You block the person that want to talk to you. Maybe it's because you're giving them a reason to like not want to be with you. And then you call them a stalker and you're saying that you want them to politely talk to you, approach you. Man, I don't know, what is it with these sex workers thinking that a man should take them seriously if they're doing stuff like this? And you know what they say, who you are online is who you attract. You attract the simps. You attract the horny guys that want to sleep with you because of your activities. But you telling him that he should be doing, you know, respectable and politely approach you. Maybe if you would have done something different, then it wouldn't be an issue. But that logic right there tells me that you're not going to be married for the last 5 years.
Is coming from someone who does OF.
I'm disowned. Well, my sister's disowned me.
Yeah, you've been disowned, and so is that woman that's decided to do that. It doesn't just affect. Oh, stop!
What?
She can't go on.
Of course she can. She wants to make a bit of money, Minnie. What's the matter with that?
What do you mean she wants to make a bit of money? If she can make money elsewhere, she has a job she don't need to get.
Yeah, what? £5 an hour?
What an
Honestly, I'm with the mom. Because if I have family members that do OnlyFans, I would have probably disowned them forever too. Like, number one, this cuck, this idiot was on the Whatever podcast and he got triggered because his 304 girlfriend was doing OnlyFans and both of them just made each other look stupid. And then he would have got a BBL on his teeth. Jesus Christ, like when I see people like him, I just want to punch him in the face. Like, nigga, what are you doing? Like, why are you supporting such filth? Do better.
And well.
Do you think this is wrong?
Yeah.
Yeah? Why do you think it's wrong?
I'm a believer, and so it goes against what I believe in and what, you know, Christ stands for. And, I mean, lust is like, it's a very powerful addiction, and it's very hard to, you know, overcome.
Why do you think women sell their bodies online?
Lack of identity. They don't know who they are. Lack of identity, self-worth. I mean, daddy issues. It's a list of things. I mean, I mean, bottom line is just they don't love themselves enough to not sell themselves.
Other women earlier were saying they do love themselves, which is why they sold their bodies. So why is that contradicting?
In our society today, because of how it's presented, because it's like easy money, a lot of it has to do with our, you know, morals and morality and stuff too. So you gotta deal with your own soul and salvation at the end of the day. And so if you want to sell your body, go ahead. But there's so much more than just doing that. And you just gotta tap in. You know, you just take the time and just do that. So
You don't even have to be religious to know that selling yourself online is just morally bankrupt.
Shout out to this content creator. I know this is a long video, and I know y'all don't want to sit through this 50-minute video. Even though I paused so many times just to get my honest thoughts and opinions, like I've always done. But if y'all made it through my video, I appreciate you for sticking by and checking your boy out like always. I'm gonna try my best to be the best version of myself and be honest with my words and not should be to the point where I'm just talking like a bunch of rubbish. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all know how real I am. So I'm not just known for being a Power Rangers content creator reviewing Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat or showing my art videos and stuff. I'm a real person at the end of the day. If I got something to say, I'm gonna say it without hesitation. So if I'm being honest, then I'm being honest. You know, in my opinion, I think OnlyFans and adult content needs to be banned across the globe. China did it, so only thing we need to do now is wait for somebody to buy OnlyFans to just completely destroy it. So now we can find good, decent women out here that don't do those things. But unfortunately, they're everywhere. So what's y'all thoughts on this, man? Listen to the original video will be in the description. I'm out.